We're approaching the front range of the Rockies, west of Augusta, Montana, headed west. This is what's referred to as the east slopes, or the front range. We're going to head up that canyon straight ahead, and coming up on the right is Crown Mountain. There's Crown Mountain. This was in July of 2025, and things were actually fairly green up there. We had pretty good rain that summer, even in August, which was strange. Turning more to the northwest now. In this view, you can kind of see how the ridges tend to be tilted. They're thrust up on the east side, making steep cliffs on that side and a slope on the west side. This is what they call the Lewis overthrust fault. There's a lot of it through this area, and especially in Glacier Park. You can look up Lewis overthrust, and there's good explanations of it. I'll put a link down below for one of the websites that describes it. It had to do with the way this land was formed and this whole mountain range was actually formed. There's a good view of the east side of Patrol Mountain Ridge. What happened was the crust of the earth right through there was sitting on relatively unstable sandstone and sand, and the shift pushed the crust from west to east. And as it did, the fault would break off along several areas, and then the crust would push up over the adjacent area and tilt it up like that. And what's interesting about it is you end up having older rocks on top of younger rocks, the way they're tilted. This is a good view of Patrol Mountain. And then as we get down here a little further, if you look close, down in the kind of lower left, you'll be able to see Patrol Mountain Lookout, perched way up there. Still headed pretty much northwest here. Coming up to the valley that where Benchmark Airstrip is located. Now we're turning back more to the east and then southeast, and if you look down below you can see Benchmark Airstrip. a very unusual backcountry strip because it's actually paved and quite long. It was built in the 60s. And we're still headed southeast up the Wood Creek Valley there. And we're descending a bit, and now we're going to turn back to the east and then northeast and northwest and get out of downwind for the airstrip and continue the descent into the valley. And there's Benchmark Airstrip again. So we're on a left downwind for landing to the southeast at Benchmark. It's a good idea to go well past the airstrip and make your descent in the valley down here, and then there's a good sized turnaround area that we're coming to turn back for final approach for Benchmark. We're starting our 180-degree turn back to the southeast for approach. And down this area, down in the bottom there, down by the creek, is called Pretty Prairie. There used to be a backcountry strip in there, but it has long since been closed. And it's kind of hard to find any remnants of it, but there was a nice little airstrip down in there. Now we're continuing to descend and get lined up in the right altitude to approach the strip here. You can see a fair amount of fire damage here and there through this area. Okay, now we've descended down lower and at the flaps down, and we're slowing down for final approach into Benchmark. Benchmark Airstrip is not actually in the wilderness area, it's right on the edge of the wilderness area. So there's roads, and actually there's a drive-in campground nearby. Get down over these trees here, and there's the threshold of runway 12. You can see there's a lot of cracks in the pavement, and the weeds have been growing up pretty badly through there. It's not in very good shape anymore. It doesn't look like there's going to be any funds to fix it in the foreseeable future, so I'm not sure what's going to happen here.